I was friends with Brad Mehldau at that time. We both went to school. Brad was much more advanced than me. And we were hanging out as friends one time. And we were playing some duo. And I remember I had done a Whitney Kelly solo at that time. This was early in my development. I had done a Whitney Kelly solo. And there was a line I really liked from the Whitney Kelly solo. So me and Brad were playing duo on one piano. I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think I played the line from the solo. And Brad kind of stopped me and said, "What's that?" And I said, "Well, this is this line from the Wynn Kelly solo that I really like." And he said to me, "You can't play a line from someone else's solo." And I was like, "Why not?" And he's like, "Well, there's a few reasons. And I'm going to extrapolate now and talk about some of the reasons it doesn't work." But the thing that he said to me in the moment, which is really interesting, is he said, "So there you are improvising along, and then all of a sudden you say to yourself, play that line. And that takes you out of a true improvisatory state. In other words, you're improvising, and then you tell yourself, play that line." That's a very unnatural thing to do, and you take yourself out of a flow state. So the thing that bothered Brad about it was that he kind of like cherished this tenuous connection when you're improvising, where you're kind of trying to improvise and stay in the moment and do your best and react to things that's going on around you. And if you all of a sudden import some other line into your playing, you're kind of breaking the sanctity of that moment. And he said, if you do that, and then after you play that line, when you try to get back into the zone, you'll see that it's very hard to get back into the zone. So that was one thing he said. I don't know if you've ever had people say stuff, maybe teachers or friends or family, and somebody says something that's deeply, deeply true. It seems to be immediately recognizable, even if we don't know why. We can usually feel, oh, what he's saying is true. This approach is flawed. So without getting further into it, I kind of went away from that hang and thought to myself, okay, there's got to be a better way. Now, I'll make another analogy why playing other people's lines doesn't work. Imagine you're going on a blind date and you're talking to your friend and you're saying, "Oh, I'm going on a date with this person. I'm really attracted to them, and I want to really make a good impression on them. What should I do?" And your friend says, "Who's the heaviest writer you can think of?" You say, I don't know, like Nietzsche, I guess, or well, go read some Nietzsche and just copy some phrases he says. And then when you're on your date, just use some of those phrases and you'll sound like you're really intelligent. So if you go on a date like that and you're sitting in a date with you're sitting in a cafe with your date and your date goes, "So it was really nice to meet you. Where are you from?" And then you say, "God is dead." Because that's some phrase from a Nietzsche philosophy book. It's immediately obvious that you're not actually there in the moment. You're not actually listening to what the person is saying to you. You're just trying to kind of take someone else's thought that maybe doesn't even align with your own. And you're trying to skip steps, basically, and seem to be more intelligent than you are. So when you take someone else's line and you play it in the middle of your solo, it's basically a way of trying to skip a step and say, like, "Oh, this is the level that I want to be at, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to play at that level, and hopefully it'll rub off on me." But it doesn't really work. Transposing lines through the keys is good for transposing skills, learning how to transpose. Maybe it's good for certain type of thing like analyzing a line, understanding how it works, but as a means towards like supporting your improvisation, I'm really a firm believer that doesn't work.